Hello, hello, hello. Is this on? Okay, good. How about, yeah, we'll start with the first one. Well, when we first put this together, we were talking about 7 minutes. I think we're up to 10, but anyway, this is titled 7 Minutes of Hot Insights for Improving Food Production. And we'll do our best, and I have my clock here. So if we run out of time, we'll stop right there. All right, this is the outline that I'm going to talk about. First will be some scientific insights. I'm in the biology department, as David mentioned. And one of the agricultural research insights that is so strong is that sustainable agriculture mimics the ecology of a region. So the better you understand the dynamics of wherever you are in the world, the better your system of producing food will hopefully be sustainable over the long time period, that you won't degrade the ecosystem. Out of some of these insights have come independently several different systems of very intensive garden-like production that are especially suited to people with very limited amounts of land, such as the average farm size that you mentioned of a half of a hectare. For comparison, I think that's about the size of the 2 parking lots here outside of McInnes. So, that would be a good homework assignment for each of you, to produce food for all your family on that amount of land over the next 12 months. And then if you're still alive, you can come back and report to us how it's worked. Many Ethiopian farmers are far more clever than we are at these sorts of things. But anyway, there have been some real advances in that. And simultaneous with advances in the cutting edge of science, there has also been something called agricultural archaeology, where people have been looking at techniques that were used in the past that have been forgotten. And I find this really intriguing. I have a number of examples. We'll look at 2 of them. I just mentioned another in passing. Some of the critics of the Bible in the 1800s used to say it's ridiculous to imagine that you could have these numbers of people in ancient Israel that the Bible talks about. Well, today there's good evidence that that was so, and the Israeli government is looking very hard at how did they do it. And out of that has come a number of important insights for how to grow food in arid areas. We're going to look at 2 from humid areas that I'm more acquainted with, but that's just to say that there's a lot of work being done looking to the past as well as to current science. Well, one of the questions that's often asked, in fact, Charles Darwin raised this in his book, Voyage of the Beagle. He, besides the Galapagos, he meandered around the rainforest in the Amazon. If rainforest soils are so poor and so infertile, why are rainforests so big? And in fact, for those of you that have been at Eastern a long time, that's Joe Sheldon right there for size comparison. Those are bamboo shoots, that is young bamboo plants. Here you can see a student in a rainforest in Ecuador. Well, this is a former rainforest area in Honduras, also on hilly ground, just like that other one. And at this point, this land, corn barely grows here. And yet it is the same soil, same type of soil that supported that lush growth such as we see in the other place. And this happens all over the world. As you clear dense forests, after a few years you find the yield goes down. Well, why is that? When I was taking agronomy classes at Southern Illinois University and University of Minnesota, the conventional answer at that time is you need to bring in lots of fertilizer from outside. It's a banking paradigm, and we'll come back to that. Today, there is a lot of ecological research that indicates that it is not so much the inanimate inputs, but it's the health of the soil itself. If you can grow the soil, the soil will grow your crop. Farmers ultimately, a good farmer ultimately is a caretaker of the soil, and then the soil takes care of the farmer, something like that.